Hannah Nice here, head trainer and co-founder of the Magnetic Mind certification here at Conscious Education. This is a live session that has been filmed in our Magnetic Mind Masterclass, which is a coaching program. If you hear me refer to attendees, this was a live session inside the program. You won't be able to comment or chat with me, obviously. Enjoy the session and subscribe, hit that notification button, and share the session if you feel this is valuable. Bye for now.
Absolutely, yes. The end result may not look like we expected. And there's also another really, really powerful aspect to this that we're gonna get into later. The way I got reminded of this, and it was really a powerful reminder because when you're creating, you're creating. So the way you're experiencing life, being a conscious creator, is you're simply in the experience of the end result, and you create the experience. Now, I recently had to cancel, or I decided to cancel a trip that I had planned to Germany, and it was something that that I did to really just ensure that I get to live the experience of life that I wanted to live. Everything was getting so complicated, and yes, we had planned to take that trip for quite a long time. However, everything was just going really, really crazy, and all these new regulations were being put into place, and I really got into that feeling of it's not really something that I want to experience. It does not align with my end result of how I want to live my life, loving it. So I decided to cancel that trip. Now, I did that, and I had a conversation with my best friend about it because we were planning to meet. So I was planning to go over to them and stay with them for a couple of days. And my best friend was really struggling with not being able to see me physically in person. Although, of course, we meet on a regular basis. You know, we have these Zoom chats that we do. We talk on the phone. So there's absolutely connection. However, it was really tough for him to realize that he's not going to meet me in person. Now, to me, that was interesting because to me, when we had that conversation, that the way I expressed it to him, I was like, we love each other. We love each other, and this doesn't go away, or this isn't affected by whether we meet in person or whether we do not meet in person. So to me, I have this end result of experiencing connected love in all my relationships. So that is what I'm choosing. That is what I'm creating. And to him, that was related to when we're able to see each other in person. That was what he had attached to that, experiencing the love that we share when the love is there and we are connected all the time, right? So it was really interesting, and it was such an important reminder for me to understand that there might be rule structures or narratives or vehicles that we attach to how we see the end result to show up, how we see the end result is going to be experienced, if that makes sense. And I've observed that a lot ever since with, people planning how, for example, they want to spend Christmas and wanting to organize, family gatherings, being together with the family, and all these rules and restrictions that are being put in place, especially in Europe at the moment. I don't really know about all the other countries because Europe is what I mainly observe at the moment. Because of course I'm from Germany, I've got lots of family and friends in Germany, so that's what I mainly get in terms of information. However, I've had so many conversations ever since where people were sharing with me how much they struggle with and how much they feel like love is lost because there are certain ways they cannot experience the love that they want to experience, not being able to meet a person in person physically. And this is what I see, what a lot of people are struggling with at the moment. And basically the struggle that I see, the resistance that is there, is not really that the love isn't there. However, the vehicle that people assume this love is going to be experienced isn't there any longer, right? So it's really something that that I feel a lot of people are going through at the moment, right? Yeah, absolutely, Angela, right? We want to be connected to the what. And yeah, right on, Georgia, right? There might be restrictions in place where the experience of the end result is not happening in the way that we have attached a rule structure to it as of how we want that to experience. Now, and that doesn't only refer to, experiencing love in your relationships. It refers to any end result, because that's something that I see happening a lot. And the truth is that as long as you attach a vehicle or a narrative to your end result, you can't really have it. You can't really have it, and you are never free. And I really want you to hear me on this. As long as you attach a vehicle, a rule structure, a narrative to your end result in terms of how you expect this to be experienced, how you expect this to pan out when you experience the end result, you can't really fully have it, and you will always keep yourself locked up in that rule structure, right? You cannot really fully receive it. And let me know if that's something that you can appreciate, that is landing for you. You cannot fully receive it because your predefined expectations will create resistance towards what is outside of this rule structure. It's almost like you would put your blinkers on and you would go, well, this is the way. This is the way. And even though there are so many other ways outside of what's there visible to you inside your blinker zone, you won't be able to connect to that and receive it that way because you've got your blinkers on, right? You've got your blinkers on, right? Yeah, Marsha, right? Yes, Georgia, my way or the highway, right? Thanks, Trudy. And Georgia, it's not something where we need to feel guilty. It's just something that happens when we rely on what the self-conscious and the unconscious are giving us, right? It's really just true that as long as you're expecting your end result as something that is predefined, or that is limited to the expectations that we have, you're not really free to receive it. And even more importantly, as long as you attach that end result to a vehicle that's outside of you, as long as you attach that end result, or you're expecting that end result as something that's given to you by someone or something outside of you, you'll keep yourself disconnected from it. You'll keep yourself disconnected from it. And who can feel that right now? When you are expecting your end result to turn up by a vehicle that's outside of you, or someone who's naturally outside of you, you'll keep yourself disconnected from it because you don't have it in you. It needs to be given to you from something or someone outside of you, right? It needs to be given to you from someone or something outside of you. And this way, you simply just reestablish a narrative of disconnection, right? You're reestablishing a narrative of disconnection. And this is something that is very important to understand. So, yeah, I know, Julia, right? That's important. That's one of the most important steps, to really give yourself permission to open up to all the possibilities that are there. Not only all the possibilities of what you want to create, but also all the possibilities in the ways that which you create can show up, can be experienced. And this is really important. Lana, nice. Lana just typed in, I've really been experiencing this week. Yeah, nice. Awesome. Yeah. 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 Yeah, Angela, right on. Angela just typed in, I've been expecting something and it wasn't happening, right? In the very moment where we expect something and it doesn't happen that way, we resist what's there, which might already have you experience that end result, but we're not able to see it and connect into this, right? Nice, Julia. I'm so happy to hear that this is the session for you, right? Yeah, absolutely, Lana. We need to return to the true end result, to the truth of what's really there. And it's a good point that you're making, because we always need to understand, and you really need to remind yourself that your end result exists beyond the known. So when I was talking about that we tend to get into these vehicle and narrative expectations, and it just happens, it's because the self-conscious and the unconscious only refer to the past, right? So the self-conscious and the unconscious only know what they know. They know what's been experienced in the past. The self-conscious wants to create something that has you have a great experience based on what you have experienced before. And to the unconscious, it's the same backward focus, meaning whatever has been experienced in the past is something that is proven to be survivable. So we simply just continue creating that because it keeps the body alive for as long as possible, which is the only thing the unconscious cares about, right? And it's really something that is so important when we go, okay, so connect into the experience of your end result. That is when you get into that beyond the known experience, when you get into your superconscious awareness, and the vast potential of your end result exists beyond these preconceived notions the self-conscious and the unconscious will give you, right? And who would say that this is true? When you get into the connection with your end result and you're really in the experience of it, you will receive information that is outside of what the self-conscious might be telling you is possible, right? There might be all these things where you go, oh, actually, that's amazing. That's part of the end result, right? So the reason why I'm sharing that, and just getting back to that example of what I have shared earlier, we really need to acknowledge and understand that what we create as an end result will always be beyond the known. And for example, just because you have experienced moments of connected love in a certain way in the past. So when we get to the end result of, experiencing connected love in your relationships, whether it be family or your significant other or friends, there might be ways that you have experienced these moments in the past, but that doesn't mean that there aren't other ways of creating that experience. You might just simply not know these exist. Okay. So you might be in a perception of, okay, so I want to have that experience, and this way it isn't possible, and that then you might find yourself trapped in, oh my God, it's not happening. When in truth, there are so many other ways of creating that experience that you simply not know exist on a self-conscious, unconscious level, right? Yeah, nice. Yeah. So the way the end result is created, the way the end result exists, is absolutely beyond the known, beyond the self-conscious and unconscious known, right? So we need to understand that this is just true. That what we're creating is absolutely something that is in the infinite field of possibilities. And from a superconscious perspective, connecting into the end result, that is how we get to understand what's there. That is how we get to understand how we can experience that. Now, what's even more important is that, and this is really the main point for the session today. So I want you to really be wide awake and listen to this. What you need to understand is that you are the one giving the end result to you. You are the one giving the end result to you. It is not attached to someone else or a vehicle. And I'm going to say that again. You are the one giving the end result to you. It is not attached to someone else or a vehicle. It is not outside of you. It is inside of you. And you are the one giving the end result to you. And as long as you're resisting that, you can never be truly free, and you can never receive the end result in all the ways that it's possible. So just to give you an example, when you look at the experience of love, and this is really interesting, and let me know if that's something that that you're aware of, or if this is something that you're hearing for the first time. The experience of love isn't something that is generated outside of you. It is not that someone gives you love. To the contrary. Actually, you generate the state of love. You create the state of love inside of you while you're having an experience with someone. Whether that be your significant other or a friend, or for example, you have a pet at home, and for example, you come home and your dog runs towards you and is completely happy to see you. In the very moment, you might think self-consciously, my dog loves me, when in truth, you're the one giving yourself that experience of love. The state of love is generated inside of you. And I want you to really connect into that for a moment. So just think back on an experience of love or appreciation with someone else, or with your pet, for example. And I really want you to decipher that for a moment. Can you see that being in that experience, you're the one generating that experience. You're giving it to you, right? It is not that the other person generates a bucket of love and pours the love all over your head, and then you experience the love. It's not that, right? It's not that. And I know there's this this meme with this, I don't know if you've seen that, but this meme with this little bird, and then there's the bucket with which says all my love for you, and then the bucket is pouring all the love on that bird. It's not that. It's not that. We are the ones generating the love while we're having an experience with someone else. I know, Georgia, it's so cute, and at the same time, it's so wrong. It's so wrong. Because we are the ones experiencing the love. We are the ones generating the love, right? Nice. Lana says this is literally so timely for me. Penny has been dropping this week. We are the ones giving ourselves that end result. We're the ones giving it to ourselves. Okay. Also, for example, the experience of abundance. So if you choose abundance, that isn't given to you by a vehicle. You create that experience of abundance. You give abundance to you. It is inside of you. For example, you could have someone who has loads of money. Excuse my French, shitloads of money, and that person still feels scars as hell. The vehicle doesn't give them the experience. And someone else. Thanks. Yes, I know it's English, but you know what I mean. So somebody else can have a moment of gazing at a flower and feel completely abundant in the very moment. Because this person is generating that experience of abundance. It's not attached to the vehicle that's outside of us. It is not attached to another person giving it to us. We are the ones generating it. We are the ones creating it, right? Nice, Lana. Yeah, stuck to the true choice, and in the very moment realizing that we are the ones giving it to us. And that is what you need to accept. That is how you become truly free. That is how you really take your power back. That is how you truly get to receive your end result on all levels. You have to accept that you are it, and you are the one giving the end result to you. You are the one giving the end result to you, no matter what that is, because you are generating, you are creating that experience. You're giving it to you, right? Who's struggling with this right now? Fill me in. Who's struggling with this? Who goes, well, yeah, Hannah, but you don't know my choice. That's not possible. Awesome. Sandia, that's the session for you. That's the session for you. But it is true. It is true. What we assume the end result is all about isn't what the end result is all about. What we assume is the vehicle to give us the end result isn't the vehicle to give us the end result. We are the ones giving us the end result. We are the ones giving us that experience. And in the very moment we detach from any rule structures, expectations, or vehicles of how the self-conscious and unconscious expect that to show up. And in the very moment, we are truly free to receive what it is that we create. And that is how you receive the fullest expression of your manifestation, right? We are the ones giving ourselves that experience. We are the ones generating it, right? So again, getting back to the conversation that I had with my friend, we are generating that experience of connected love. And if I would have attached that to the vehicle, I would have been trapped, right? I would have been trapped. To me, it was simply just a decision that I made, knowing that the experience is there because I'm generating it. I am the one giving myself that experience of connected love. And then I express that and I experience that and I live that. And it was not attached to that vehicle of jumping on a plane, going to Germany, meeting my friends in person. It's not attached to that. It has nothing to do with that because I am the one creating that experience. Okay. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one, Lana. Lana just typed in giving the experience to yourself equals settling for less according to the self-conscious. Hold that thought. Hold that thought. It's awesome. Audio is breaking up. Is that true for everyone? Just because Kiri typed that in? Can you hear me okay, guys? It's fine, all good? Okay. Kiri, fingers crossed, might well be that this is the internet connection. So yeah, stay with us. And if it doesn't work out, you can always listen to the replay. Yeah, right on, Juniper, right? So if you're interacting with your pets, then you are simply generating that experience of love, right? You're generating that experience of love. However, on the self-conscious egoic level, there might be all these expectations and there might be all these notions of, okay, yeah, so my pet loves me, that's why I'm feeling love. I have all that money, that's why I'm feeling abundant, right? So it's not that, it's the other way around. And it is something that happens a lot, that we attach rule structures and narratives and outside vehicles to what it is that we want to create, that we want to receive, when we are the ones with all the power and we are giving these experiences to us, right? We're giving these experiences to us. We're creating it. We're not dependent on any outside structures or circumstances or basically surroundings, environment, when it comes to experiencing what it is that we choose to experience, right? Yeah, it has to do, Cynthia, it has to do with intrinsic satisfaction and motivation. And even more than that, it has to do with accepting that we are the ones who are creating it. We're the ones giving it to us, and we are the ones having it all. We are whole at any moment of our lives. And in that wholeness, we generate the experiences that we choose. And yes, then things can turn up in the outside world. However, we are not dependent on that. We're not dependent on having to have that show up. And if it doesn't, we're no longer in the experience, because these two are not connected, right? Yeah, right on, Lana, right? And of course, when When a beloved pet dies, that's a painful experience. Absolutely. However, when you connect into the memories that you have with that dog, there's still love. Hey, there's still love. Or would you say that when that dog passed away, all the love died? Potentially not, right? My cat passed away in July this year. Guess what? Yes, there was mourning, there was grievance, and it is absolutely true that I miss her. However, at the same time, I know the love is there. So I connect into the experience that I had with her, and then absolutely, there's the giggle, there's the laughter, there's the love, and it's there, right? So that the physical presence is not how I can experience the love, right? Does it make sense, everybody? I want to give us all the opportunity to do that. So I want for us all to have that experience, for you all to have that experience where you can get into a place where you are able to fully receive what it is that you're creating, accepting that you're the one giving it to you, letting go of all the rule structures, all the preconceived notions, all the narratives, all the vehicles that you might have attached to that, really letting go of that state of disconnect, connecting to your power, become truly free, and just receiving and creating the end result as the powerful creator that you are.